Good afternoon and welcome to Re's Being Refined by the Fires. I'm REnecia Bihms-Cullier, and today I'd like to share a new episode of Did You Know? Did you know that God is real? Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell a story today that I got out of a magazine that I got at the grocery counter, where the magazines are at the checkout counters. And they're going, it's called Simple Grace Magazine, but they're going out of business in August. So they won't be publishing them anymore, which is sad because they really make good magazines. And every time I see them, I'll pick one up. So I tore this one out because it's about one of my favorite things. Can you guess what it is? Pennies. I know a lot of people don't think pennies are worth anything, and they're not. They're worth 1 cent. But hey, I make art with them, so they're worth more than a penny when I sell the art. The article is titled "Love Lasts Forever," and this reminded me so much of me and my husband, because with my love of pennies, I could see me doing this to him if I passed on first. It reads, as I stood in my bedroom dressed in all black after my husband's funeral, I tried to find comfort in my loved one's condolences. God has him now. He's happy in heaven, and he's in a better place. But all I felt was an overwhelming sorrow. Carl was gone, and all I could do was pray, Lord, please show me that he's with you and happy. In the weeks that followed, a thick shadow of grief hung over me as I went through the motions. I trudged through each day just trying to get to the next until something strange began to happen. I started finding random pennies all over the place. I found one in the driveway, one on my desk at work, in the grocery store aisle. I even found one in my shoe. For some reason, I couldn't leave them, so I picked them up. When I finally summoned the courage to sort through Carl's things, I found a prayer journal in his bedside table. To my surprise, he had been writing down secret conversational prayers for more than a year. His last entry took my breath away. It said, Dear Lord, I may meet you before my wife, and if that's the case, I'd like to send her pennies from heaven, just like the song, so she knows how much I love her. That's love. I could barely breathe after I read that, after I stared at the page. I wiped my tears and poured the jar of pennies out on the bed. As they glimmered, I felt my heart lift as if I was in Carl's arms again. Thank you, Lord, I whispered, realizing God gave us the one thing that's never truly gone: love. This is so sweet. And her name is Anne Wilkes from Atlanta. It's a true story. And God does answer prayers. He answers the prayers of the righteous. And it doesn't take a lot to be righteous, because I'm not righteous. Sometimes I'm ratchet. But I'm a believer, I'm saved and sanctified. So, and God had chose to save me, to leave me here for such a time as this. So I'm good. But if you guys want to get closer to God and develop a closer relationship with him, you need to pray. And praying isn't just, you ain't got to have a set format like what Jesus gave the disciples. You could just talk to him. Talk to him in your regular language. God made everybody unique. He knows you. He knows the real you. He's the one that created you and put you in your mother's womb. You was with him before you came down here with everybody else. So he knows you. You and him will go way back. Way back. He knew you before your mom knew you. That's right. So just talk to him. I'm going to do my next episode will probably be on prayer. Because it's five examples of ways to pray. I don't have them with me right now, but that'll be my next episode. Something on prayer. So you guys can start praying, and I pray throughout my day. You don't have to put on a show. Everybody ain't got to know. I talk to him in my head. My lips don't even move. He can read your mind. So it's no excuse for you not to pray. Even before I go to bed at night, I lay on the side of the bed and I pray in my head. Yep. Then when I get up the next morning, I thank him in my head and ask him to set my day so I could do the things that he'd have me to do. And it's not always easy. I have a lot of mishaps in my life. That's what made me want to do this, because people seem to think that Christians have it all together and they perfect and they have perfect families. They always dress perfect and hair is always perfect and they have perfect jobs and perfect family lives and perfect friends and don't have any drama in their lives. Christians are just regular people. We get dressed just like you do. The exact same way. It's no secret code that, Christians get to get a pass and we do stuff different. The only different thing is that we believe and pray to the God that we serve, and we go to church. And not all Christians go to church. We should, but we don't. Church is our home where we go to get spiritually fed by the word that the pastor gives, the message that he brings, the sermon that he preaches. That's like going to school. If you go to school, you didn't miss school. Every day you got up, you went to school unless you were sick. Every day. Church is one day a week. And when I was little, we had morning service, afternoon service, and evening service or night service. So I was in church, Sunday school, morning service, afternoon service, and evening service. I was in church 4 times a day. Now they just have, they may have Sunday school. We don't have Sunday school at our church. We just have regular morning service. But and sometimes they go visit other churches for the afternoon, or the evening. But they don't even have Sunday school at the church that we go to. But we had at the church we used to go to, they had Sunday school and they had regular service church. And then for special events, they had an afternoon service or evening. Yeah. And growing up, like I say, the church we went to, I went to Sunday school, morning service, and of course I went home between, Sunday school, morning service was right after Sunday school. So I wouldn't go home then. But after morning service, we go home and eat lunch or whatever, take a nap, and then go get dressed and go back to the evening service. And after evening service, usually I was going back home. So my dad would be coming to pick me up from my grandmother's house, Big Mama. Well, Mama is what I used to call her. But yeah, he'd come and get me and take me home. Yeah. But That would be my Sunday. I would spend the weekends with my other mama, and we go to church pretty much all day Sunday. If they was having something, more than likely we were gonna be there, because my grandmother was on a lot of the different boards. She'd help cook for the dinners. She was a nurse to help when somebody got sick in the church or shouted. And so I grew up in the church. Like I say, I was in the church in the womb because my mama was in church, pregnant. So church is like breathing to me. And I don't have a lot of the issues that some people have with the church. It's just, it is what it is. Just because you don't like school, you still have to go. You don't get an out just because you don't like church. You should go. If you don't like that pastor, that's one thing. Okay, I can understand that, because everybody can't listen to a certain person. Their personalities just don't match. So if you have to go to another church, because I know a couple that they do that. And the husband just passed away. He actually attended a Baptist church. We're now Methodist, but his wife attends the church that we attend. Yeah, I know he never came to our church, but I just assumed that he just didn't go to church. But no, he was a Baptist member, and they funeralized him at our church. So, but yeah. So if you don't like the minister, if you're not getting anything from him, go to another church. They have a lot of churches around the world. Each city has a lot of churches. Keep going. Keep going until you find one that you like, that's giving you the word out of the Bible, the truth. God breathed word is the Bible. God inspired word is the Bible in book form. Yep. So may you guys stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Love you. Bye-bye.